Oh boy, being a Minnesota sports fan is not for the weak, is it? Oh, So yeah, in the three biggest games of the Wild season, they go 0-3 and just can't get out of their own freaking way. It's so yeah, it's just been such a frustrating week. And on top of that, we really can't afford to have any frustrating weeks if we actually want to try something. But yet, we're also not going to be bad enough to really, accrue really big assets in this and that and the other thing. And now you see the conundrum that is the Minnesota Wild. Oh, Mother of Mary and Moses. So, yeah. First up, first game of the week was on Tuesday against the Carolina Hurricanes, which the Minnesota Wild held a 1-0 lead, only to then choke it away 2-1 final score in regulation. Then Thursday, they go to Nashville, get their asses absolutely handed to them, losing 6-1. Whatever, no big deal. It is what it is. I mean, we can never beat Nashville to save our lives anyway, with the exception of the first game of the year, which was during like the initial John Hines era. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much else to say about that game because, well, it was such a shit show that, I don't think I need to say anything. But anyway, and then tonight, a typical frustrating Minnesota Wild game where they control most of the game at the beginning, only to have some just dumb, fluky goal go against them that barely crosses the line. And then Binnington turns into 2019 Jordan Binnington. I mean, credit to Binnington. He actually showed up tonight. Which, again, they desperately need because, well, last time we played him, especially last time we played him in St. Louis, well, let's just say, the lore of Binnington. You've seen my video on that one probably, but still. 7 penalties. 7 penalties. How many times have I screamed at the Wild to stay out of the box? Is it that freaking difficult? Like I say, you're playing with fire. You're literally a kerosene-soaked rag next to a candle by a fireplace. The offense is dried up. The defense is there and then they're not. The goaltending, this is very much like a Vikings game where the offense can't do shit, the defense eventually chokes and crumbles just because they can only hold up for so long. And then eventually the goaltending dies because of it. And again, not throwing any shade at the St. Louis Blues fans here. This is strictly a Minnesota Wild rant. Again, kudos to the Hurricanes fans. Kudos to the Blues fans. Kudos to the Nashville fans. I mean, Nashville is on a hot streak all of a sudden. Which, again, that's probably a team I don't want to play going into the playoffs here. But, yeah. It's the same song and frickin' dance every frickin' year. Just stupid stuff. And again, I understand the injury bug has absolutely killed us. And on top of that, Johansson goes down. Gaudreau went down. But we did see Mason Shaw, though, tonight. And he actually looked pretty good. I mean, he definitely looked like the Shawzy of old, which is kudos. Nice to see, especially after his massive 4th ACL injury literally under a year ago. But it's just, The Wild just, they don't know how to get out of their own freaking way. And then it's just like whenever adversity hits, they either overcompensate or don't compensate enough. I mean, there were so many prime, grade A chances tonight. And also in the Carolinas game. But it's just like the Wild just grip their sticks way too hard to the point where they break, and then Chisholm gets sent off to the bench because he has to hold the... Anyway, that... Usa. But yeah, like I say, if you've been around my channel now, this is, what, my 4th season doing this? Something like that, you know, talking about the Minnesota Wild during the season, but, yeah, no, I mean, this is just the way it is. And again, I knew this was going to be a frustrating season. I mean, you know, the Parise Suter buyouts, the extensions, you know, Guerin on the hot streak, Evason getting fired, this, that, and the other thing, it's, oh, man. So, yeah, 0-3 in the 3 biggest games of the season. Basically all but eliminating the Wild, which honestly at this point it's probably for the best. Granted, with that said though, I'm still excited for 3 weeks from today here because, like I say, 3 weeks from the day that I'm shooting this video, which is March 2nd, I will be at one of the Blues versus Wild games. Apparently we're playing them like 2 or 3 times over the next 3 or 4 weeks. So we're definitely going to get to know them. I'm just pretty sure I think we have one more in St. Louis, and then regardless, I'll be at the St. Louis game on March 23rd, which I know is in St. Paul. So, but anyway, again, basic fundamentals, staying out of the box, the exact same stuff I've been harping on for years, but they don't listen. The Wild are constantly at the top of the most penalties taken. Granted, they also usually get a lot of power plays for them as well, but again, they are just... And at least the Timberwolves are actually doing worth a hoot, with the exception of choking against the Sacramento Kings, which ironically enough used to actually be a death nail more nights than not, but now they're actually a contender in the West? Actually good in the West? Like, when the hell did that happen? Like, what, 2 years ago, I think? But anyway, regardless, Wild choke yet again, dropping the 3 biggest games of the season and scoring a grand total of 3 goals while giving up a total of 12. They've given up 12 goals while only scoring 3. Oh, my God. Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up what I have to say here. So, yeah. Sorry, caramba. Why do I do this to myself again? Yeah, I've been asking that for years. But anyway, whatever. So, with all that being said, though, the Wild do have a game tomorrow against the San Jose Sharks, which, hell, at this point, I'd just much rather lose to them and just choke out the rest of the year, I guess, and get as high of a draft position as we can, because we're not going anywhere. But I don't know. I don't really know at this point, guys, so... Like I say, I'll still do the, post-game. I'll still do recaps and stuff like that throughout the rest of the year. Might even do a little bit of, postseason. We'll kind of wait and see how, the postseason goes and stuff like that. If I just do, random, postseason recaps and stuff like that, too. And who knows, I might even do some Timberwolves stuff, too. But, again, we'll wait and see there. So, until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good one.